day-to-day flying, people don't simulate emergencies, they don't practice emergencies because it costs a lot to the operator. In defense forces, we did a lot of emergency training, but in civil, nobody can afford to give that kind of training to pilot.
It's also risky.
So here you can do all kind of experiments at no risk to the aircraft. And
do you think there will be a demand from the armed forces for this sort of refresher training?
they may be demands, but eventually they may set up their own simulators.
Also, unless you can simulate their type of helicopter.
Because their requirement will be for tactical flying also.
What about the ALH? Can you simulate the ALH on this?
No, sir, we don't have ALH package.
Because the ALH is going to form a large, it will be large numbers.
Large numbers.
Both in the civil as well as the
industry. Yes, sir.
So possibly that.
Maybe if they buy package and that kind of instruments can be rated.
This is the runway Delhi?
Yes, sir, runway 28. VR approaches, track outs, track ins.
Can you simulate a tail rotor failure on this?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah, the screen goes round and round.
Yes, it is supposed to go round, but then when it is in forward flight, the air stabilizes the helicopter. When we reduce power or speed, then we can feel the spin. What happened? Why this light is not coming? But thereafter there is no practice, actual practice for instrument flying, especially VFR.
That is, you are looking at the market for simulator training.
Simulator training.
My question was more on the helicopter fleet itself. There have been some statements made by the Minister of Civil Aviation in the past that we are going to have in 7 years' time some 1,000 helicopters. Right now it is in the region of about 210 or 250. Do you see that kind of growth taking place in the helicopter fleet?
Yes, I also foresee that kind of growth, and we will be of a great help for pilots to get trained on helicopters, because as you know, sir, you have already flown helicopters. The most difficult part is hover in helicopter flying, initial flying. So the people can get used to instruments, and they can practice hover maneuvers, and they can practice, they can do ground exercises like turn on the spot, sideways flight, forward flight, backward flight, study hover. That's the main thing, sir. And once they master that kind of maneuver, they can.
What sort of basic training facilities are available in the country on helicopters? Actual flying now. My reference is to actual flying. So right now my impression is that only the Rotary Academy in HAL is actually doing basic training.
That's the only training facilities, sir, we have in the country.
There is no other facility?
There is no other facility.
Would you feel that there is scope for companies to set up training wing? There are companies which there are people who run flying schools, like Science Aviation Academy in Sagar. They are a huge establishment, but they don't have a rotary wing.
Well, in my view, there is not much of scope. Maybe there is one odd company that can start imparting training apart from HAL. Because, as you know, sir, helicopter training is very costly. And bulk of the helicopter pilots come from defense forces.
So there is a short supply available for the helicopter master. That means Indian Army, Navy and Air Force.
They meet the requirement.
So there is really not much.
Because even if somebody gets trained by HAL, it takes more than 1,000 hours
for him to come
before he can be launched. As you have seen, sir, in Air Force, we were released at different stages for different kind of commitments, like for unprepared surface, for hill flying, for desert flying, for cargo sling, winching. Every maneuver, we were made the masters. We were released only when we were perfect. But that kind of training was in civil not possible because operator cannot afford.
Tell me about basic training philosophy on pistons versus turboprop or jet engine. What is the thinking on the helicopter fleet? Do you think it's wise to carry basic training on a piston engine helicopter, or should this people start straight away on a jet engine helicopter?
I think, sir,